Hey guys, this is Tauna. Today we're going to be going through 4 different websites that are absolutely amazing to help you guys build your commander decks, or just overall kind of go through a bunch of really helpful things. We also have 5 different lots of play points to give away down below, so make sure you guys stick around and I'll let you know, guys, like when and how you can win those, because more play points is always useful, and that's because I am a member of the Magic the Gathering online creator program, which is pretty exciting. That we've got there within 8 months, and speaking of got there within 8 months, we have got up to over 5,000 subscribers. We absolutely smashed it the other day. Like, we got 300 subscribers in a day. It was really awesome. So I would love to hear from you guys, how you guys think that we should celebrate it. But I wanted to kind of do this video because I thought it was important, especially with the lead up to Duskborn coming, with wanting to build decks and stuff. I always around new sets get the itch to kind of start building decks. So I want to show you guys kind of how I do it, a little bit about what I do and everything. So let's start off. So at the moment, this is just a blank deck, as you can see. So I'm going to go through a number of different kind of features and stuff that are going to be important, that I think are great. So the first one here is quick add. You got to go in here and click smart filtering. That means that, anything that is going to be able to be used in your deck will show up, but anything that can't, so say for example Immerse, I can't use Immerse in this deck, right? Like, he is not within the Naya colors, so it automatically filters it out and only filters it down to actual cards that you're able to use within your deck. That is insanely important, and the first thing that I would make sure that I recommend, also, just so you guys know, I'm not sponsored by any of these websites, so this is me purely kind of giving my thoughts on them and why I use them and stuff. So the next one here is going to be filters. This one's important because, sometimes when I'm building a deck up, let's go over to here. So this is a deck I've already built, obviously. I kind of don't remember exactly what in my deck is going to be helpful for a certain card. So say, for example, I want to know what's going to make squirrel tokens. I can come up here and I can go squirrel token, like that. Similar to the Scryfall search, this is going to give us, let's not, all right, I think it's just, so say for example, I just want to do tokens. So this is going to give us all just tokens, because squirrel's creature token, that's why it's not showing up. So if we go squirrel creature token, then it's going to show us all cards that we've got in here that are just making squirrel tokens. So this is important because, as I said, sometimes when you're building a deck, you might look at it you've got illusionist braces here, and you're like, okay, so what exactly have I got in my deck that can do an activated ability? So you can go and have a look at the activated abilities and stuff. So this is using these Scryfall searches. So if you're wanting to know how to do that, then you can just use the Scryfall search reference there, and all of that kind of stuff is going to work well and be able to filter through your deck to be able to find exactly what you're looking for. All right, the next one here is going to be building a deck from a pre-con. So one thing that you guys know that I do every time a new set comes out is that I will go and I'll do an upgrade video for it or something. This is really important for that because I can just go in here when I make a new deck. So I just create new deck, enter in, just the name of it, and then it goes here, and I can go Preconstructed Decks here, and then we can go and filter it. So I know that I have the Cavalry Charge one sitting there that I need to upgrade. So I can just search Cavalry Charge, click on that, and select it, and boom. Now it's imported it all. I believe, yep, it's imported it all. It's got the Planar deck over here, which I obviously don't need. So I can just select all and delete all of those, and boom. So this is just the actual pre-con. It's going to let us be able to upgrade it really easily. We can just go through, we can search and see what's a knight in here, what's got knight in the description here of what stuff does. So here, it's easy. I really like being able to just import that easily because I don't need to copy and paste or anything. I can just literally go create it from the deck from the pre-con that way. The other thing is that you can also, I'm going to do it on this one because it's just a dummy deck. We can go optimize printings. So this is going to basically switch over and show you the cheapest version of each card. So it's going to let you know, like, you know, which is the cheapest version of the card, and then it's going to change up here the deck cost down to that, because gone through and, like, say for example there's Adeline, it said that, you know, this sketch art version of her is the cheapest. Really great, especially when I'm building, you know, budget decks and stuff, so that way I can find the cheapest version of each card. And then you can go in here, click on it, and then it's going to show you what the printing is and, you know, what card exactly it is that is the cheapest version too. You can also, if you want to change it, go all printings, and then you can customize it. Do you want to put your fancy arts in here? Do you want to, you know, choose something particular? You can go in and do that. All right, now on to actually kind of building the deck. So obviously, you know, I've added Rocco in here. I need more cards than just Rocco in my deck. Unfortunately, I can't play with a deck with just the commander. So I can go in here and I can click on up here, the little Rex one. That's going to bring up like an EDH Rex page, right? Boom. Now this is going to generally change as you're kind of building the deck, but it is also based off of like your commander and everything. You can easily just click the plus symbols and then it's going to add that stuff to your deck. You can click on the little three dots here and it's going to give you different options, so you can go sideboard, maybe board. Did you find a different commander? You can do that. Just add as a normal card. You can find your card details and your printings there too, and then, you know, just clicking those, boom, now they're added into the deck. Really, really, really simple stuff. The next part here is like the land base. So obviously, you know, as you're building a deck, you need a land base in here, and you can go up here and click land base. This one here I found was pretty important because sometimes after I generally build the land base last in the decks because it's not generally affected too much by what the actual deck is, but it's going to bring you up like the most popular kind of cards to kind of run with this commander. But you can also change it over to cycles if you'd prefer, and then it's going to go, you know, here's your triomes here. You've got like the Tinder Farm, we've got Cinderglade and Canopy, Vista. You know, it's kind of switches it up to being in the actual cycles instead. Personally, I prefer just going via popularity, just so that way, you know, I can see what the most kind of popular lands are, because generally those are going to be the kind of most useful ones for us to run in here. We can also then, and I'm going to switch over to my Camellia deck because it's actually an important one that's finished. The other thing that I want to kind of talk about is this combos. Now, they have actually worked in Commander Spellbook into here. So Commander Spellbook is a website that's going to show you different combos throughout your magic, like throughout magic decks with different cards and stuff, and they've worked it in here. So all you need to do is go up and click combos, and then you click fetch combos. So these ones here are the almost included ones. So these are ones that are almost included in my deck. They have actually gone and like included all the steps, the different cards, what effects are going to happen, and the prerequisites for them as well. Really, really helpful. And then you can actually even add in the card from here, or even add it to your sideboard or maybe board if you're considering it. So you'll see that within this deck, I've got a lot of different combos with, like, you know, the foods and the tokens and stuff. Apparently I need a Warren Soul Trader really badly because it's in so many different combos here. And then you can even bring up the combo on Commander Spellbook. I'm finding I'm actually going to Commander Spellbook less now because it's kind of built in here, because usually I'd go there to kind of see what combos I've got and stuff, but now it's built within Archidect. It's so much easier. You can also go up here and switch it from almost included to included, and then it's going to show you the combos that are actually already within your deck. So I've got a Pippin, Hazel, Bruisemaster, and Academy Manufacturer. Those three are a combo together. You know, Yuga is going to have a lot of different ones. Camellia and Peregrine have a lot of different ones. I have a fair few kind of, most of the combos are with Peregrine because he's like making extra foods. So anytime I do stuff with foods, if he's making an extra one, then it ends up being a really great combo there. All right. So the next one is less specific to actually any particular card or anything like that. If just go, any particular deck, it's the search bar up here. this is really helpful, especially for me who I have probably too many decks. I can go and search for a particular card. So say, for example, Academy Manufacturer. I've lost my Academy Manufacturer. I don't know which deck I've put it in because, you know, I have too many. You can search up a card up here. You can also search up, like, you know, decks or anything along those lines. The main thing I use it for is the as I said, like the searching up an actual card, because then you can click on it in here and it's going to show you, you know, the printings of it, etc. The collection record. So if you save your collection in here, it's going to show you that. The card info, rulings for it too, so you get that stuff there. But the one that I find important is this part here, index. So now I can see which decks my Academy manufacturers are in, and you can see here I've got it within my Balin deck, my Camellia deck, my Lesbians deck, and then my Vihan deck. These three here are just ones that I've made for videos and stuff. So also shows you the sum of how many you've got and the sum of this particular one that I've brought up here. So like if you're wanting a particular printing of it, then you can find the particular printing of it. So like, you know, if I'm, no, it's not going to show it for me at the moment, but yeah, you can search for like a particular printing of it or something like that too. Now, the last, probably most exciting, or at least for me, the best thing is this. So at the moment, you know, I've got my deck up here. Say for example, on my other screen, I'm obviously not going to search in a little bubble over top of this. On my other screen, I'm going to bring up like the EDH Wreck page, so that way I can kind of do the stuff that we'll talk about in a minute with EDH Wreck. I can just bring this up and then I can just drag and drop, right? And that's just imported my Balin into there. Being able to just drag and drop cards is so good. Like, you know, say I want stock in the pantry, boom, drag it across, now it's inserted. So great. You can also do it from Scryfall. I believe it just goes off of the image, but you can drag from Scryfall as well. So say you've searched something up on Scryfall, like I want to know what cards do stuff with exile and food tokens on Scryfall, which, you know, I could probably actually bring up, if we go Oracle, food, Oracle, exile, then that's going to bring up anything that does stuff with food and exile. So like this one here, exile something and you create a food, etc. And then you can just drag them across. Obviously I haven't filtered it properly because, you know, that's an alchemy card there. We've got like the wrong colors and stuff, but you get what I'm getting at. If you're searching up on Scryfall, then you can do that, which is really awesome. That's probably one of my things that a lot of people don't know you can do, just the drag and drop into Architect. It's really great. Now, I'm not saying that other deck builders don't have these options as well. It's just that I use Architect and I love Architect. All right. So the next one here we're going to be talking about is EDH Wreck, because, you know, this is probably one of the biggest things to do with EDH Wreck, EDH, like to do with like Commander altogether. So EDH Wreck, I'm looking at a particular commander, but there is lots of different stuff in here. You can go in themes and you can see like the companions, different themes. So if you bring up like themes in here and you want to look at artifact decks, you can do that. So I want artifact decks that are only Simic. I can do that. And then it's going to show me, well, there's no commanders for Simic artifacts. What? There's no commanders for Simic artifacts, apparently. Say Golgari. So you could bring up that way. That's really cool. And, you know, you've got like a lot of different stuff in there. And, you know, you could bring up like the sets and stuff. But I'm going to talk about specifically on this page here. So first of all, one that you should be doing nearly every time you're looking at a deck on here, unless you're just generically looking at a commander, is picking out one of the themes for it. So if I'm building a Rocco deck, I could build it like as Chaos, right? And then that's a Chaos Rocco deck that's going to do a whole bunch of like, you know, stuff to do with exile, because we're exiling people's cards and stuff. You could build a treasure one, you know, and then you can click on this. You can just bring it up here. I'm actually surprised food's not one, but that's because food has not been added in. Apparently they're going to be adding food in, which is nice. But generally with Rocco, you know, I want to build like an exile deck. So I can go click exile and then it's going to filter it away. So that way it's just bringing up cards that are mostly focused on exile. Now, sometimes, you know, it's going to filter away things that you might not want it to. Like Caretaker's Talent, I think, is good in any kind of Rocco deck, but you know, this is giving creature tokens. We might not be focusing on creature tokens, right? Oh, it's just switched it. Okay, so yeah, no, that's fine. I thought it had removed it, but no, it's just switched it over because there's less synergy in it, because it's not as great without, like, if we're just going full exile kind of thing. Oh no, sorry, it's adding hugs. That's what it's doing. All right. Anyway, so that's like doing like the themes and stuff, which is really great. You can also switch the budget. So say I want only kind of cheap cards. We can switch it, click on the little one cash symbol, and that's going to filter away those kind of expensive cards. We can also switch it so, you know, it's the more expensive version. So then it's showing us the ones that people have made the more expensive decks and what cards they've removed, like added in from the more expensive kind of options and everything. Generally, I just kind of keep it on any, and then I'll do filtering and stuff later on. All right. So next one here is the group buy. So actually, let's go deck filters. So say for example, with Rocco, I only want to bring up decks that have, let's say I only want to bring up decks that have Balin in them. With Balin, there. So now I'm going to filter it. It's going to filter away every deck. It's going to filter it so that it's only Rocco decks that have Balin in it. And you can see here it's dropped down to 488 decks. So it's going to show us only cards that people have used within decks with Balin, which is really cool. If you have a particular card that you definitely want to include in, it's definitely like a way to be able to go. Say, for example, you want to have, like, you know, you only want 10 creatures in your Rocco deck. Is there anyone that has only 10 creatures? No, there's not. Say 20 creatures. That's probably more realistic. There's going to probably be, yeah, there's only 66 ones that only have 20 creatures in them. But here you can see, you know, it's going to show us those cards that people have had in decks like that. And that's really good because, you know, it's filtering away stuff that doesn't match what we've got, and what we kind of are looking for here. And now I think it has kind of, there we go, reset it. All right. Next, we've got like the group buy. This one here is new and it's really, really nice. You can group by. So at the moment, the default is grouping it by, there's new cards, high synergy cards, top cards, and then like by type. But if we want to sort by mana value, say, for example, we're making a pod deck. Now, it does automatically do this for pod decks, but say I'm building a like if you click pod up here, it will filter it by pod. But say I'm building a Rocco pod deck because I don't know, I'm crazy. I could do it this way, which is nice. We can sort by, you know, rarity, not really important. Price is more important one. And then that's going to allow us to be able to look at, like, you know, the very cheap cards here. And then we can kind of set our limit here. I don't want to go up to these kind of $10, $20 cards. I want to kind of be like, you know, the $1, $2.50 kind of cards here. And like, it just allows you to be able to sort that way really, really easily and really nicely. And then we can reset that. And then also within the actual, so say, for example, we'll just keep it this way. It also can sort by it. So we can sort by synergy. So it's going to show the cards with the most synergy here. So you can see here, the synergy is usable in Rocco. So how often that card shows up in Rocco compared to generic kind of Naya deck. So you can see Academy Manufacturer has a 74% chance because it shows up in 79% of Rocco decks and 5% of generic kind of Naya decks. Really nice. And you know, you can sort it by, like, say you want to like group it by actual type, but then you want to sort it by mana value or sort it by price. So that way, you know, you can see the cheap cards first, and then, you know, you can get to the bottom of it and be like, okay, like, let's look at creatures here. You can start off with a cheap creatures and say I get down to here and I'm like, okay, these ones are getting a bit more expensive. I might just skip over to instants or something. We've got the filters here too. So let's just reset that. So we've got filters here, so we can filter by other stuff. So say we want cards with toughness something or mana value whatever, or you know, say we want cards that are only less than $2. It's going to do it that way. Oh, sorry, that's greater than $2. Whoops, less than $2. It's going to show us only that. Now, this is not this is not like resubmitting and re-showing cards. It's just filtering the cards that were already selected by whatever it is. If you want to be able to like have it do other stuff, you can go like up here. So let's reset this. We can set price up here to be less than $2. And then when it generates the actual cards down here, it will do it. Why'd that do it that way? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why that did it that way. That should have been less than $10 filter. Okay, well, it's looking like the... Oh, it's deck filters. Okay. Oh, it's filtering the decks. That's right. It's filtering the deck. So if you want a budget one, so say, for example, you want a one that's less than $50, we can filter it this way to just get like the really, really budget Rocco decks. And then it's showing the 26 decks that they've got on there that are less than $50. All right. So let's reset all this back to normal. We've also got links. So if you want to look up Rocco, we can look him up on Scryfall by just control clicking that. We can look him up on, MTG stocks, Moxfield, Commander Spellbook, Architect, etc. You've also got combos. So these are combos that typically show up within Rocco decks. So people will have like, Rosie Collin and Herd Baloth, or, etc. So, it's just going to show you the combos that show up within the Rocco decks. You've also got up here the average decks. So this is going to show you the average kind of Rocco deck. So the cards that people are playing from Rocco, and it's going to like basically generate you a full deck that you can use here. And you can go and kind of like, play test on Architect or whatever you want to do. Really, really interesting, really cool way to be able to kind of get a deck very easily. It's not going to be the best deck in the world. It's going to be the average deck in the world. All right. Now, as for how you guys can win this amazing, play points for the MTG online, all you need to do is comment down below what your favorite commander is and what you like about them. I don't want to hear, I don't want you to just say, hey, it's Rocco, because one, there's two different Roccos. I want to hear, it's Rocco Street Chef because blah, 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 blah. Let me know down below what your favorite commander is and what you like most about them. All right, now the next website here is Commanderlands. So this one here is, I just actually messaged the guy to just double check that it is going to be updated. Hasn't been updated in a little bit, but honestly, I love it. It is a way to really easily generate your commander deck, like your commander mana base. That's what I'm trying to think of. So one way to do this is start out like, building your deck here. So I've got my Camellia deck here. We've got 31 black pips and 39 green pips. So all we're going to do is go over here. We're going to go 31, 39. It is green, black. And then you enter your desired land cost. So say, for example, I want 36 lands. And then you can enter a maximum card price. So this is the maximum amount of whatever land and how much each land can cost up to. So I don't want to spend more than $2 on a land. I think that, more than $2 on land is getting higher budget for me. And then you just click generate mana base and it's going to bring you up this. And then you can just copy paste it and import it into whatever, here. So we can just go import, boom. And then it's going to import it. I don't want to import that one in there, obviously, because that's Rocco and that's a Golgari land base, but it's a very, very simple website, and I'll put the link down to that one below. All right, now the last one here is MTG Stocks, which is probably my favorite. Well, actually one of my favorites. MTG Stocks is amazing. First of all, they have some really great like articles and stuff like that. But the kind of things that I like looking at are, first of all, the interest. This is going to show you cards and how much they've kind of increased in price or lowered in price recently. So the since yesterday ones, I don't think are super important. It's the weekly ones that I kind of pay more attention to. So say, for example, Laughing Jasper Flint. He has, the extended art has gone up a bunch lately. In fact, if we go and click on Laughing Jasper, he's gone up a lot recently anyway. So if we click here, you can see that he's gone up a lot, and you can see exactly what set he's gone up since. So since Bloomburrow, he's kind of steadily been going up. I actually have a Laughing Jasper Flint deck. My son's name's Jasper, and he absolutely loves it. He insisted that I make that deck. But like being able to actually see like how the cards have been increasing and stuff and everything is really nice, and just being able to see what cards are kind of going up in price. But the better part is seeing what cards are going down in price as well. So I can see here, you know, like Aladdin's Lamp has been going down. Bristlebud Farmer went up a little bit ago and then has been going back down. Like you can see here, the foil up here is going up and then it's going back down and stuff. You know, just being able to see what cards are going down in price means that I can get them when they are cheaper. If it's like a continuous thing and they've been like, you know, continuously kind of going down in price. Jessica's will going down for the extended art there too, which is nice. We've got all-time high and all-time low as well. So this is going to show you cards that have hit like their kind of lowest price at the moment. So this is like, the highest price. So if you're trying to, you know, sell cards, you've got the all-time high one here. You've got a lot of like secret layers and stuff in here too. But like, you know, this one here, Talisman Indulgence Ripple Foil from Commander Modern Horizons 3 is up to $10, and that's the all-time high for it. Or the all-time low, just letting you kind of see that, you know, the Lumra Bellow of the Woods has been going back down. Like, you know, it was up here, it's kind of going down and down, down. That doesn't mean that it's hit its bottom, but it just means that, you know, it's at the moment, it is at its cheapest price that it has ever been. Like Urza's Incubator, this is a great one. Great time to pick up Urza's Incubator because it just got reprinted in Modern Horizons 3 and therefore, you know, has been going down steadily. Really great to be able to see, you know, what cards to kind of pick up for that and stuff. You know, you've got like other stuff in here. You got like card to be able to see it, and then, you know, like the records of the price and stuff if you don't want to look at it via the graph, everything. We've also got the expected value, which is a really nice one. So this one here is, I'm looking at Bloomburrow and I'm looking at the expected value of, say, for example, a booster box. At the moment, the expected value for a booster box of Bloomburrow is $409. It also shows you the low and the average there. The average price for a booster, you know, the mythics here, the uncommons are only 25 cents. You can see most of the values kind of in the mythics, and a whole bunch of rares are worth a lot as well here, which is good. And then the last one here is the handy list. So this is going to show you, like, you know, your fetch lands, for example. You can click this, it's going to bring up your fetch lands. It's going to show you the price for all the different kind of fetch lands there. You can see, like, you know, which one is the cheapest from the different ones. It's just a handy list to be able to be like, okay, I'm building a deck. I want the fetch lands. Let's go here. We can look at the fetch lands and be able to bring them up and be able to put them into my deck and everything. Actually, that's an interesting one. Can I drag and drop this into... I can... No? Okay, I can't drag and drop that in. Maybe... All right, let's see. Drag and drop... Jessica Flinton? No, it's not showing it because it's not having the card ID in that drop. All right. But I'd love to hear from you guys as to what websites you guys like. And again, make sure you guys go down below and let me know what your favorite commander is and what you like about them. And then you can go into the winning. I'm going to draw this in a week and then you guys can get it. I hope you guys had a wonderful day and goodbye.